Today, our verse is John chapter 5, verse 14. Afterward, Jesus found him in the temple and said to him, "See, you are well, sin no more, that nothing worse may happen to you." Jesus had gone for one of the Jewish feasts in Jerusalem. We are not told which feast it was. There was a pool at the Sheep Gate in Jerusalem with 5 porticos. Archaeologists have unearthed the ruins of the pool and found it as described in this narrative. This pool was known for its medicinal properties, which miraculously healed people when the water bubbles up from the thermal springs for a short time. When the bubbling of the water happens, people race to be first to get into the pool, and they believe it was the action of an angel, and then they are cured. This man, sick for 38 years, could not help himself, and other people wanted their own healing and were not concerned about helping anyone. When Jesus saw him and knew he had been there for a long time, he asked if he wanted to be healed. The man said there was no one to put him into the pool at the right time. Jesus then healed him with the words of his mouth, "Get up, take up your bed and walk." The man was healed instantly. But there was a problem. It was a Sabbath day, and the man was carrying his bed around. The Jews were furious with his action on the Sabbath day. But the man said, "The person who healed me asked me to take my bed and walk." He did not even know who Jesus was. He only knew who Jesus was when he met him again in the temple. And our verse records what Jesus told him on this second encounter. "See, you are well, sin no more, that nothing worse may happen to you." My interest is the relationship Jesus draws between sin and suffering. In another part of the gospel, the disciples asked Jesus about the man born blind. Who sinned, the man or his parents, that he was born blind? And Jesus answered, "It was not that this man sinned or his parents, but that the works of God might be displayed in him." John chapter 9, 1-3. In our verse, Jesus tends to give a different impression, that there is a correlation between sin and suffering or illness. In the case of this man, we are told he had an asthenia for 38 years. Asthenia in Greek could mean either a state of incapacity like weakness or impotence, a bodily ailment like disease or sickness, or a physical inability. So we are not sure what the problem was, but most probably connected to some physical disability because he could not help himself get into the pool. We are only told that he had been in this state for 38 years, not from birth, as in the case of the man born blind. So for Jesus to tell him not to sin again, lest something terrible happen to him, means there was a connection between his condition and something he did in the past. But what is sin? The Greek verb amatano means to err, to miss the mark, or to be in error. When we miss the right track, we sin against ourselves, another person, or against God. So some of our actions may be against ourselves. For instance, if I do not watch my eating habits and I do not exercise, I can become obese and even develop some health problems leading to some disability or sickness. In that case, there is a relationship between the sin of gluttony and what I may be going through. Takeaway from this verse is that we must be careful about our actions because there may be repercussions. The worst fate that can happen to us is eternal death. Let us be more careful about this kind of death also. Lord, help us to be careful about our choices and actions, lest they affect our spiritual, mental, and physical well-being. Amen. God bless you, and I wish you a very wonderful day.